Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Welcome to Porchlight Letters podcast number 2190. Tomorrow is the last day of 6 years of doing Facebook Lives. It doesn't mean we're ending. It just means we're celebrating the end of 6 years and the beginning of year 7 with all the stuff that we're going to be doing moving forward. So if you want to find out what's going to be happening, tune in tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific. And we've got our guest going to be on, is going to be Casey Eberhardt, who is the person responsible for all of 2,191 days tomorrow of daily lives, because it started off with a challenge that he presented to me back in 2019. So he'll be on here, and we're going to be talking about what's going to be coming up over the years. We do have a special surprise for people as well, but you have to be tuned in order to get it, and you have to be on the live at the time to order it. So anyway, that's tomorrow night. So that's Thursday, July 31st at 6 p.m. Pacific. Join us on either on my Facebook or on YouTube. We'll be broadcasting live to both places. And it's just going to be phenomenal. It is going to be fantastic. It's going to be so much fun. I've actually just got off the phone with Casey a few minutes ago, talking about some of the stuff we're going to be talking about tomorrow. So I'm super, super excited. But that is not what we're here for right now. Tonight, on episode 2190, the topic for tonight is the third episode of our topic this week, which is Keep Showing Up. And our third episode is This Is What Commitment Looks Like. So you ready? Let's get going. So yeah, I'm super, super excited. And again, before I go any further, I have to give a huge heartfelt thank you to everybody who is still sending me messages, whether they're text messages, Facebook messages, Instagram messages, TikTok messages. I'm getting them from everywhere. The comments that you leave on the posts on the different social media platforms, those that have reached out to me personally, left me voicemail, because some of the times I'm just not in the right place to answer a phone. So thank you for leaving voice messages for me, sending me text messages on my phone, WhatsApps, everything. The way you guys are connecting with me, thank you. Thank you so much for expressing your sympathies and passing on condolences for Zephy. I truly, truly appreciate it. If you were on last night, she showed up. I don't know if you were aware of that, but last night she showed up. My curtains behind me are on a tension rod, and they have metal rings, and the only time they would squeak was when she walks under the curtain to go to and from the office. And last night she made an appearance during the live, the podcast, because you would have seen me suddenly whip around to see what was going on behind me, because it doesn't move any other time. That's the only time it squeaks. But anyway, so we're on to tonight's topic of This Is What Commitment Looks Like. And this is episode 3 for Keep Showing Up. Commitment doesn't always look shiny. It often shows up tired in yesterday's clothes. No, I have today's clothes. Oh my good. And still decides to show up again today. It's not glamorous. It's really convenient, but it's steady. And that steadiness is what builds trust with others and with yourself. I tell you, I'm definitely not wearing yesterday's clothes, so that's a good start. It teaches us commitment is a daily decision, not a one-time declaration. I make a decision every single day to get on this podcast, and I've been doing that for 2,190 days. Even on days when I don't want to show up, I show up. I did not want to be on here on Sunday night after Zephy passed. I did not want to. Monday, I definitely did not want to be on here, but I showed up anyway because of that commitment that I have made. It teaches us commitment is a daily decision, not a one-time declaration. It's about showing up when no one's watching, not just during highlight reels. Discipline can carry you when motivation doesn't show up. The real strength is in choosing to keep your word to yourself. It says there was that sentence in there. It's about showing up when no one's watching. Who are you when nobody's looking? Basically, pretty much what you see here with me on these podcasts is pretty much how I am on my everyday life. Yeah. What you see is what you get with me. I'm not going to hide it behind any fancy voices or words or anything like that. What you see is what you get. This is me. What was I? The thought just went out of my head. Yes, but the real strength is choosing to keep your word to yourself. When you make a commitment to yourself to do something, keep showing up for it. Keep doing it. Keep moving forward. And moving forward is going to be our theme for tomorrow night. What happens when you prove to yourself that you can be trusted? Do you actually trust yourself? Are you one of those people that says, yes, I'm going to go and do this, and you make that commitment to yourself that you're going to go and do it, and you never do? Are you going to trust yourself after something like that? So you need to prove to yourself that you can be trusted. You start seeing progress, not in the results, but in identity, in who you are when nobody's watching. Others know that they can count on you, and you know it too. You normalize resilience, consistency, and courage in motion. Whew, I'm liking that. How we carry this forward is we make space for messy consistency. Not perfect, just true. You know, in my song, The Best Me I Can Be, you know, it says not perfect, just honored, wild and free. And there's another one that says not flawless, just human, let it be. And then the very last verse says, so here I am imperfectly, just doing my best to be the best me. With every step, I'm closer to see the power inside, the best me I can be. If you want to hear the full song, scan the QR code, go listen. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So make space for messy consistency. Consistency is not neat and tidy in its little boxes. It's not neat and tidy in its little rows or whatever. It's just not neat and tidy at all. It's not perfect. It's just true. It doesn't matter. You can have the messiest of places as long as you have that consistency in there. Not to make the mess, but whatever task it is you're doing, whatever it is you've promised yourself you're going to do, there are times that you make a commitment, you're going to go for a goal, and it might be a very short goal, and you've got to give 120% to that goal, and everything else gets pushed off to the side. The dishes will stack up. Then mail will end up in a pile on the table because you just don't have time to go through it because you're so committed to getting that goal done, and so you're consistently showing up every day for that. You may not be showing up for the household chores, and the house ends up being a little bit of a mess, and you've got to get somebody in to clean it, or you take a day off and clean. Honor your effort, especially on the hard days. The hard days for me this week have been, all I want to do is just curl up and sleep. Not do any work, just curl up and sleep. But I can't do that. I have commitments to other people that I have made where I said, I will be there from this time to this time, or I will be here to help you with this, I'll be here to help you with that, and I need to honor those commitments. Reflect on how far you've come just by not giving up. I mean, I'm one day shy of 6 full years of a daily live. And I was sort of like, look back at it and I went, that's a lot of podcasts, you know, but it's not just 2,190 as of today. There was during COVID, during 2020 and into 2021, where I was doing 2, maybe 3 lives a day. When I was traveling around, there was more than one live going on at the time. Most of our traveling was done during COVID. And so we were doing lives from wherever we were in the country to say, hey, look, we found this really cool place. Look at this view that we've got up here. Isn't it fantastic? Da, 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 da. So there were some days where 3 or 4 lives got done in a day. But most of the time it was a morning and an afternoon, a morning and an evening live that we were doing during COVID, just to keep everybody's spirits up, to keep you looking forward, because no matter what happens, today is always super fantastic and sparkling. And it was being consistent with that message. Let commitment shape your story, not your circumstances. Think about that. Let commitment shape your story, not your circumstances. And when it comes to legacy, when you show up over and over and over again, even in silence or struggle, you build a legacy of integrity. You teach that being committed isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. Your consistency becomes the thread that weaves through someone else's belief that they can keep going too. Isn't that awesome? that we can teach others consistency. I remember one time, one of my stepsons said to me one time, they go, you know what your problem is? I go, what? And what was he? They were in their teenage years when this comment was made. They go, the problem is that you're too consistent. And I said to them, I said, there is no such thing as too consistent. You're either consistent or you're not. There's no in between. There's no too much one way or the other. It's either you're consistent or you're not. And they had to go think on that one. So here are your reflection questions to go into your reflection journal. Where is my journal? Oh, this is my demo copy. So the Porch Light Reflection Journal, available on Amazon. We will be putting the link back up there shortly, but right now we've got the link so you can go vote. And we recommend putting the reflection questions in your Porch Light notes, which are always on the right-hand page. The left-hand page is our thought to reflect on, and there is a question there for you. What's this one say? This one says, think of a moment you felt deeply understood. What made it so meaningful? And you've got dates on here too. You do not have to do these journals in order. You can just flip it open and go, let's just do this bit. What part of your story wants to be remembered right now? Oh, I know the one. And you just start writing. You don't have to do these pages in order. In fact, it's better if you don't. But anyway, here's 4 reflection questions that are written in the description below. Number 1, what does commitment look like for you right now? Where have you been showing up even when it's hard? What have you learned about yourself through consistency? And the final question, how can you honor your progress today? And with that, in closing, this is what commitment looks like. Not perfect, not polished, just present. And that is more than enough. And with that, we're out of here. We're looking forward to seeing you guys online tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific time for our celebration of 2,191 days or 6 full years of Facebook Lives every single day. And will we be continuing? Yes. But for those that tune in tomorrow night, we might have a surprise for you. But you got to tune in to find out. But anyway, with that, we're out of here. Go out, have a super fantastic, sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys back here tomorrow evening for the celebration.